guys, if you're new here, my name's Sandy. I do crafts and I'm talk about them. If you're joining me again, thank you so much. I know it's a really busy world, and the fact that you take a bit of your time to have me entertain you really means a lot. So, today we're just talking about knitting because that's all I've been doing. I've been working, housekeeping, of course. I have a bird. His name is Cooper Petey. He's a little budgie. So if it sounds like there's a bird in my apartment, it's because there's a bird in my apartment. I also have a puppy named Maisie. She has been good today. Right now, she's sniffing things she shouldn't be sniffing, girl. But she's mostly being good. I want her to get used to kind of when I'm sitting in places that are different, not thinking it's weird. As soon as I put makeup on, she's just kind of like, what's happening? But she's just walked to her bed. So yeah, if you hear puppy paws, or if she walks across and shakes the camera or something like that, it's just puppy. Okay, so knitting. All I've been doing is knitting. So I do a lot of baby knitting because, as my mother says, I'm just at that age where people start having kids. And having kids, they have been. I thought I only had the one I'm doing and one more to do, and then this week another friend told me they're expecting their second. Super happy for them as people. They are fantastic parents to their first. They're amazing people, and this is what they want. So happy for them. But oh my god, calm down. Let me make something else. Like, it has been literally the past 3-4 years just non-stop baby knitting. So I kind of, well, I'll get to that. Anyway, last you saw me, I was making the the Quinn cardigan from Yarn Smiths, and I wasn't sure I had enough yarn. I determined I didn't, but we'll get to that later. So I started with the red. So this is, it's called Wendy with wool. I got it when I lived in Ireland. I think I got it at Mr. Price. It's 80 acrylic, 20 wool. It's nice and soft. I think it's machine washable, which, you know, unless somebody knits themselves or is doing something, like, is the type of person who does a weekly kind of hand wash. I'm not going to give a new mom wool, 100% wool that can't go in the washing machine. They don't need that, you know? I may not know a lot about having babies, but I know it's laundry, like just laundry all the time. So, I got the red and I started on the other one. So this is also by Yarn Smiths. When you knit as many baby things as I do, you start kind of recognizing a lot of baby designers and what's new. So when I saw it's by Yarn Smiths, I hadn't seen them before, so I was really curious, so I figured I'd give them a shot. The one I had started, the Quinn cardigan, it was really weird because there was one picture, but it had like a collar or like a hood option, or it was a collar or no collar. I don't know. Like, there was instructions for a sweater that wasn't pictured, which I found really strange. And in the Quinn one as well, there was only measurements. There was no like age sizes. This one is the Taylor, so it has age sizes. It has just the one pictured, so it's not confusing like that. So far so good with this one. Honestly, I finished it. I think I checked in a couple weeks ago, and I'm already done all the knitting. Like, I'm seaming. Yeah, so it's got this really cute little lace panels on the front, and it's got the lace on the shoulders. Same on the back. So you have that cute little graduated lace patterning. It is so cute. That's not lace, by the way. That's a hole that's going to get sewn up. I'm not great at seaming, and you have to seam this before you do the neckline, so I didn't know how far up to go. Neckband was easy. Yeah, this one, I don't know. Oh, there goes my needle. I don't know if I'd 100% recommend it as like a first sweater, because if you haven't done anything, the lace might trip you up, but realistically, this is actually like really good. Like, if you just want a quick, fast baby knit that, yeah, it's easy, it goes quick, it's stinking cute. And the color is more of a cranberry. It shows up bright red on camera, but it's so cute, so pretty. Yeah, like, no qualms, no notes. This pattern is good. And then the only problem is it doesn't have a hat, because I like to do a sweater and a hat, because I think that's the cutest. So, I found a bonnet pattern. This is called the Sumac Bonnet by, what is this dog chewing? Okay, one of her choice. The Sumac Bonnet, I forget who it's by, but I'll link it below. Again, with this one, so far so good. It's supposed to be garter stitch on the side, but I did rib to match the sweater because there's no garter in the sweater. So the only issue is it's an even number. So on one, it looks like there's 4 stitches. One side, it looks like there's 4. One side, it looks like there's 5. Honestly, I don't think it's that noticeable. So yeah, especially when it's like there, you can't really tell. It looks fine. Yeah, so it's interesting though, because it's not, I mean, it's worked completely flat, but it doesn't seem like there's a ton of seaming. So we'll see where we're going with this. We'll keep going on it. If I found a good stockinette bonnet, that is ideal, because I also think especially for baby girls, bonnets are just nice. You know, I feel like you don't have a ton of bonnet wearing years, so you gotta like max them out. With the yarn for the Quinn cardigan, I am going to use that white yarn. I'm going to knit her sister a hat, because I think it's good when you give something to new babies. If they have an older sibling, it's important to give something to the older sibling as well. You know, because like congratulations on being a big sibling. That's a huge change in your life, and also I don't know. I just think it would suck if you were like, I'm the youngest between me and my brother, but I do have cousins I'm really close to, and I remember it was just kind of like, whenever, especially when the first one was born, I was 3, and I like just remember the feeling of like, okay, well, it's all about him now. And you know, I just think it is something, it's nice. It's nice. We give kids goodie bags at birthday parties because they can't understand, or not that they can't understand, I think they can understand, but it helps kind of just like spread. So I'm gonna make her a little hat. Yeah, you know, I don't know, 2 weeks after I was born, my brother asked if we could send her back now, so I think maybe if he had been getting a few gifts, he would have liked me a little bit more. Just saying. Also in knitting, just because I also again hit the point where it was just kind of like I need to do something that's not baby knitting, because I have been so focused on it, and I think it's come to the point where I noticed I haven't been loving knitting as much. Yeah, and so that just kind of made me sad. So I hopped that in, and I was just like, I put that aside for a second, and I was watching a rerun of something. So I decided to get started. I made this sweater. I've had this sweater finished a while ago. So it's for a Craftsy class called Boho style knit embroidered sweater, or some combination of those words. And it's a good sweater. I finished the sweater, but I wanted to go back because it was before I knew a lot about bind-offs and the difference between the bind-offs. So, well, I do admit my bind-off wasn't bad. It's just, it wasn't good. You know, I just did a standard one. I like to wear my sleeves kind of pushed up a little bit, so I needed something a little stretchier. So this one, it's just like a sewn, I think it's an Italian bind-off it's called. So I did that on both the sleeves. The bottom was fine. Honestly, I was going to redo it, but it's stretchy enough. And I'm just like, I'm not going to go back and reinvent the wheel if I don't have to. So this is the sweater. I did it in the now discontinued Milla Mia yarn by Yarn Crafts. If you can get your hands on it in like a vintage store, it's 100% merino. This is so soft. I love it. So I finished the sweater. It's a very cute, just basic sweater. I don't know if I love the way she did her increases. She does this like invisible lift increase that she says you can barely see, but I think I can definitely see. I'm not super concerned about it though, because this is also going to get embroidery on top of it. I mean, first off with this, it's just a natural wool color. I don't think it's that bad, but I think if I did a little tea dye, I think it does kind of wash me out. Thoughts? I have a few things I want to tea dye, so I might do a drip, like a really big dip, like strong concentrated tea for the dye lacquer, and just give this like a dip to kind of warm it up a little bit, because I think if it was just more on the cream side, I suppose this is cream, almost like an almondy color, like if I just got a bit of the warmth of like the tea into it. Yeah, just like a stainy wash. I do this a lot for white clothing because I am a bit on the warmer side in tone, and so yeah, I find especially if I have something stark white, like one of my friends had a wedding in Greece, and she wanted everyone in white. So I had some white knit fabric and I just made a dress out of it. And I just gave it, I think like 5 30-second dips. And it just cut the blue and the white and it kind of made it a more like harmonious with me. Didn't wash me out because I always thought I couldn't wear white. And I think that's true to an extent. It's not my best color, but I think if I warm it up, it at least doesn't make me look ill. Yeah, so the embroidery colors, I got these for it ages ago when I ordered that yarn. This was all like, I got it all in Lovecraft, so it was all pre-Brexit. So the pattern is like a little floral pattern. So I had to get these online, so I wasn't 100% sure what I was getting, but I actually love these colors. So these are all Cascade 220 Heathers. This is just Cascade 220, and this is Cascade 220 Heathers. So yeah, it's just simple yarn, easy yarn that I think is going to look really pretty. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that'll look good on top of there, but imagine if this was just like a little bit warmer toned. I think it would go better with these colors that I've chosen. A part of me is now not sure because I got this to sort of be the leaves. But the thing is, I think this color looks so good on me that I kind of want it around my face. This one as well, I love like a mustard. This is just one of my favorite colors to wear. And this one, it's a bit cool, but yeah. And then I think after with the stuff I don't use in the embroidery, I might learn to niche and crochet with these. So yeah, I had to dig these out, but I'm excited, and I think looking at them is going to help me. There was one concern I had. I've actually never used this yarn, and I've heard it can bleed. So if anyone has used this before, let me know. I'm debating just unhanking it and giving it like a overnight vinegar soak. Maybe not overnight, but like maybe an hour to soak in vinegar to just really fix the color to it. And if it's gonna bleed, at least then it like bleeds before, not on the white sweater. So let me know if you've used this and if you found that, because I'm confused. I know it's a really popular yarn in the States, so. And I think actually my local yarn shop in Vancouver had it. So yeah, I don't have any acquisitions. I don't have any improvement on my sock. I was supposed to have acquisitions because, okay, this is just going to be me ranting. And I even made myself a white wine spritzer for this. It's a spritzer, which can have ice in it, which is just basically wine flavored sparkling water. It's a spritzer for a few reasons. First off, it's very hot and a spritzer is nice on a hot day. Secondly, I opened this bottle of wine at the beginning of the week, so it's kind of, you know, so you want it to be real cold and watered down. But, okay, here is my tale of trauma. I was doing a comedy set on Thursday. So I left early, right? To go to like my local yarn shop here before it closed. And I didn't bring knitting because I figured, okay, I'm buying stuff, right? Because my thing was, I'm doing so many baby things. I need a separate set of needles because I'm doing, this week, I want to start a sweater for Adam for his birthday, my husband. Because he, I mean, he just needs like a good wool shawl cardigan. And he is absolutely obsessed with the movie The Untouchables, and one of the guys in it wears this like gray shawl collar cardigan, and so I'm like, I can make that for you, right? I have the yarn, it's in my stash and everything, and I'm like, ready. So I need my circulars, because that needs to be knit on a circular. I need them free. I need that wire that I'm using for the bonnet free. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I like knitting on straight needles. Also, I want to make dishcloths. So that's where I knew, like, I didn't bring knitting, even though I knew I was going to have to go get, like, a coffee or a drink before my set. So I'm like, I'm going to buy, you know, cotton yarn. I'm going to buy needles. So I guess I don't really need to, like, you know. Well, okay, I walked into my yarn shop and, oh, also I wanted, my birthday's this week. So I want, every year for my birthday, I buy, like, a fancy sock yarn. Okay. So this is all relevant to the thing. I go to my yarn shop, and I didn't know they had like a knit night there, but it was a bunch of old ladies, all Lithuanian, like nobody in there would be speaking English, you know? And it was just very intimidating to walk into. But I mean, I love that they do that. It's good, you know, if I spoke the language better, I'd totally be sitting there every Thursday up until my set, right? Great, love that. However, they had like a big table set up and it was right in front of what I needed. So I didn't end up buying yarn. But the main thing I wanted some straight needles. Again, so I could just get my needles back. And if I have a dishcloth project, I can do that on straight needles. I prefer knitting on a straight needle if I can. I know, apparently that's controversial. But I do. And I don't know if it's just my head that I think it's like vintagey and cute and like, ooh, or, you know, sometimes I find the cable can get in the way, or if you have a dog. What are you chewing? Okay, she's good. You know, or if you have like a dog that can like get at the cables, you know? I don't know. I've just always liked straight needles better, and so I try to use them when I can, but I don't have a lot of them for whatever reason. Well, I think it's because when I bought the interchangeables are so good because you kind of have everyone. It's easier to travel with. But yeah, but I was just like, you know what? I'm doing enough baby stuff, and I've also made the decision I'm just going to start, like, hardcore making baby things, even when there is no baby. So that way when there is a baby, I can just be like, boom. But, okay, so I go into my yarn shop, and they're covering up what I think was the cotton yarn and the expensive sock yarn. But I'm just like, okay, well, you know, there is some cotton DK. So I saw some cotton. I'm like, okay, well, I can do yarn held together because I need dishcloths. They didn't have any straight needles. Like, they had double points for socks, they had corded needles, and they had interchangeables. But they did not have a single set of straight needles in any size. Is this a thing? Like, I understand corded needles. There are a lot of people who swear by them up and down, but, like, to just not have them at all? Like, I also think when you're learning to knit, the cabled, like, if it's your first project ever, I think the cabled needles might be, like, I don't know, I just feel like them on the cord, it might be a little more wieldy, like, I don't know. And so, like, I, you know, obviously didn't buy anything, and the other yarn shop closed an hour earlier, so yeah, I just kind of went, and I had a drink, and I Googled this furiously, and I ended up reading, like, so much stuff on Reddit, and, you know, I was mad because I was like, oh, well, I didn't buy my knitting project I was supposed to do to waste an hour and a half, but yeah, apparently, like, this is a big debate, so, I just don't know. I'm in shock. Like, do we really hate straight needles that much? I don't know. And then even, like, I tried to look at other places in the EU that maybe I could buy them, and or even just, like, I wanted to stick maybe to the Baltics so shipping would be faster. But even when I looked out in, like, Italy and Germany, I only ever saw, like, really the plastic ones. And so I'm like, of course people hate straight needles if all they're getting are the crappy plastic ones. You know, like, I want metal or wood. So even bamboo, I'll do a bamboo. Like, I don't know. Basically, my mind is blown by this. I'm very confused. This was on Thursday. It's now Sunday, and I'm still thinking about it. Like, I want to know what happened to the needles. Have we all just decided? I get the interchangeable thing. You only buy them once, but I don't know. I think I'm just at the point where I need dedicated baby stuff needles. And, I mean, I'm going to end up using them eventually as well because, like, even in, you know, 20, 30 years, the babies I'm knitting for now will be having babies. So probably 30 years, God willing. You know, they'll be having babies. So I'm always going to need baby things, but it's just like, again, I am so confused. I don't know if you can tell. I am genuinely baffled by the fact that it has taken me hours to be able to find a place that sells straight needles and delivers and has worsted weight cotton. Well, not just because there's places that have it, but again, they're plastic, and I don't like the plastic ones. And not just because they're plastic and I don't like plastic, it's also because I find I don't like the way they grip most yarns. I find they break super easily, and I just don't like the feeling of holding them. So, yeah, that's my rant, I guess, and that's all the crafts I've done. But yeah, I don't know. Like, again, I'm just still, I got myself all worked up over it again. But it is something. I'm so confused. So, yeah, if you know a shop I can buy, like, a nice cotton worsted yarn, straight needles that are wood. I just want, like, Knit Pro wooden straight needles and a beautiful sock yarn within the European Union, but not the one I worked at in Dublin, because I like to spend my money at nice places that are nice people. And yeah, like, let me know if you have a recommendation below, because I am baffled. Truly baffled. Anyway, thank you for listening to me, and if you are now going to go do a bunch of research into why straight needles are disappearing, I am sorry that I did that to you. Hopefully you will also sleep tonight and won't get as wrapped up in it as I am. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!